I don't know how many years of experience she had. She mentioned it took her over a year. It took her over a year to learn the process, but boy, came out exactly the same. So she had a, I don't know. I would have to go on like views.com or something and read about it. I did smoke some, and it smokes quite well. It tastes mild, very mild, very mild blend. It must be like a Virginia and maybe some burley or something.
Hey, can you show that? Can you show your clay again? Your clay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember which one you got. Okay, you got. I got the same one then. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Supposed to be the more classic, I guess. I don't know what you call it. The original. Okay. And
so, my reasoning in buying this was I'm trying to get to blending blends. This is a good way you can take a small bit of tobacco and sample it, get paste, and then use that to help figure out your blending. I did smoke a bowl in this last night, and I would have to say I'm not sure I like it very much. It's clay, and so when it gets very hot while you're that's just interesting for me, but going to be in my regular rotation.
When they used to make them, and then they would, there's a certain a tavern pipe, and they came out with really long stems, and then they would share the pipe, but every time they would break off a little piece, so you didn't get the cooties of the last guy, and then eventually it would turn into you've got the right. the middle stage of the pipe there.
The medium size. But it's interesting too, because talking about those tavern pipes, I would clean them by putting them in a fire, and they just let them burn in fire, and it burns off all of the black stuff and turns it white again. And my understanding is too that nowadays, rather than lighting a fire, you can just put it in the oven. When you have your oven on the cleaning cycle, you can put this in there, and it'll purify it and clean it up again. So I've only smoked it one time, so I'm not ready to, clean it in the oven.
Yeah, you could actually. This is how I just treated my last clay pipe when I got home. I used a little oven cleaner in the pipe itself, and then that's how I got over COVID.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. Don't try that at home. No.
And I'm sorry you guys got sick. DDR, when I heard that you were ill, or when you posted that you were ill, I went out immediately to the drugstore and got a COVID test and tested myself right away. It came out negative, and then I waited to still negative. So I don't know where you caught that or how you caught it. I hope you get better.
I'm so glad you did that, David.
We're feeling great.
That's why I posted it like that. Is like so many of my friends were there, and we were all hugging it out. And Les Young and I got to make sure Les has taken his test, because Les Young and I just the night before sat in the smoking tent. By the way, smoking tent, 200 guys smoking for all they're worth. Cigarettes, pipes, to cigars, whatever. And so Les and I are sitting there chatting for like an hour and a half straight, this far from each other because we can't hear. So it is the definition of a super spreader event right there. I'm so glad you guys did go get tested. That makes me feel good. Yeah.
And you know what? We hugged. I got a lot of hugs at conference, DR, so it could have, no telling where I could have picked it up. But I got the booster before I went because I knew I was going into a risky area. But you know what? I'm fine. I enjoyed that show so much.
Yeah.
Well, I had too. Speaking of smoking tent, we spent a lot of time out there. The Richmond show, the tent had open sides so the breeze could go through. But this one in Chicago, it had walls on the tent. And so it helped the smoke in there. And the day I left, I was packing my suitcase, had a plastic bag that I threw all my dirty socks and dirty underwear and clothes that I had finished wearing. I just threw it all in this laundry bag. And when I was packing my bag, it kind of came open and it just reeked of smoke. It smelled like a house fire or something.
Yeah.
So,
Was it your laundry? I'm asking.
It could be.
anyway,
But
it was such a good time.
Yeah,
The other fun thing that Alvin and I did, and we went with a couple other guys. We went down to the Iwan Rice store in downtown Chicago,
Yeah.
and that was a real experience.
Oh.
They only have a little, what do they call those? A little prop-up sign about maybe 3 feet tall on the sidewalk. That was the only thing to mark the entrance. And then, but you go inside, go upstairs, and it's all this beautiful wood paneling, old style tobacco store. And oh man, we were just like kids in a candy shop. And then Tyler, one of the guys that came with us, he brought some whiskey, and we went into the smoking lounge. We had to pay $15 a piece to use the smoking lounge, but that was worth it because we sat in there and these nice leather chairs and smoked and drank, and the place was filled with a whole bunch of other people. Some people were smoking cigars, other people pipes, but it was a real experience. So that's something I can take that off my list of pipe things that I've done.
Awesome. Hey guys,
I have
if
one piece of trivia for you. In the old days, that broke the stem off, you drip candle wax on it, and that makes it not stick to your lips.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll get a candle then.
thank you for saying that, Glenn. That's I had it in mind. There must have been some trick they had. You answered that perfect.